Hi everyone. So for my listening project, I chose a colleague of mine, Jafet. Um, I wanted to choose him because I knew the conversation would be personable and then we would be able to conversate naturally. Um, so I know the purpose of this project is not to talk about everything that we discussed in our interview, but I'm going to explain everything that I learned throughout the interview. So before I started the project, I thought that listening meant just hearing the person. So after reading Julia Wood's textbook, I learned that listening is an active process, and I've been learning that throughout my psychology major. It means paying attention, understanding what the person is trying to say or what they mean, responding appropriately, and I need to remember what they say. Sometimes I feel like I have to practice mindful listening because I need to practice paying attention, fully engaging with the person, just simply remembering what they're saying. I tend to space out. So one of the first theories that I practiced was mindful listening. And then the second one that I was practicing was preoccupation. Sometimes my mind just drifts and I don't really focus or pay attention to what the person is saying. So I definitely really need to work on that second theory of preoccupation. I tend to just forget what I'm going to say, or I'm not focused enough on what the person is talking about, and my mind just drifts. The third theory that I was learning about also is making assumptions. Since we both work in the healthcare, I thought we had very similar experiences. However, after listening, I realized that even our beliefs, family lives, and our goals were really different. And that's okay, obviously. That reminded me to not assume about somebody that I already know. I need to be willing to be open to listening to um, their lifestyles, family, goals, things like that. The fourth theory that I chose was monopolizing because, as a director at a college that I work for, I'm used to leading conversations and solving problems. So during the interview, I had to remind myself that I needed to let Jafet do most of the talking and not try to correct him or not try to lead the conversation in a certain way and just let him conversate and I can interact with him naturally. And then the fourth theory was active listening. For the most part, when I'm recording, it's a little difficult, but for the most part, since I am an instructor and a director, I'm very good at maintaining eye contact with who I'm talking to, or if it's just in a natural setting, in a natural conversation, I'm good at um, active listening. So I had to make sure that I paid attention to his facial expressions, his body language. Basically, it's like reading the room, listening carefully, and trying to ask him open-ended questions instead of just interrupting him mid-conversation. I've been told that I do that. I've been practicing really hard to maintain and practice active listening. um, I don't do it intentionally. I just feel like if I don't interrupt someone, then I'll forget what I'm going to say. But that's the point of active listening. You're actively listening, not listening to respond. So I really need to work on that. One thing I learned is that we all have different definitions to success. My colleague shared his faith, his marriage, his family, and everything that was important to him. And right now, I'm mainly focusing on independence, personal growth, and listening without comparing my life to others helps me also. I also learned something about myself. That I try to think ahead when someone's talking, And so, like I was saying with active listening, I just want to practice active listening so I can slow down and stay present with the person. It just simply listen. So I've been practicing really hard, just focusing and listening. Um, I don't think it's any ADHD type of issue, but I feel like maybe society and electronics and a fast-paced life tries like it turns us into that kind of, I want to say, like where we don't active listen. Just many life distractions, right? uh, so again, if I could do this project again, I would be more mindful and I would reflect on maybe better questions to ask him or my person that I'm interviewing. And I also want to continue improving my skills on staying focused and engaged during a conversation. And I just wanted to say that as a Christian, this project really reminded me that listening is a way of showing love, being patient, and respecting someone. You have to give your full attention to others in order for them to know that they care. So those are the main things that I learned throughout this listening project, and I look forward to listen to everyone else's experiences. Forgive me, I have a newborn, literally 2 weeks so old, so I'm a little late in submitting this video. Um, but I did learn a lot in this class and throughout this listening project.